Good morning, everybody. It's Elizabeth Brunster, Senior Division in Chesapeake, Virginia. And I have been trying really hard to be obedient and do things that God has put upon my heart or put in my head or whatever, how you want to think about it. And for like the last 2 weeks, this concept that I'm going to share with you, every morning I get up, it's like on my brain. And I keep finding all kinds of things to do because I just wasn't sure it was something that I should share. But I'm trying to be more obedient. So first of all, no judging, because I went to Bruce Springsteen last night, and my kids went back to school today, so I'm a little bit of a hot mess. But how many of you out there would love to have more appointments on your calendar? Or if your calendar is full, maybe you can teach me a thing or two. I find that nobody's calendar is ever truly full. They can always find a spot for one more show should it pop up, or one more appointment should it pop up. But oftentimes our calendar is nowhere near where we really want it to be. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to dispel this myth, okay? Because even myself as a senior division and with 15 years in direct sales, sometimes fall into this little trap that just because I am a Park Lane representative, fashion director, leader, whatever your title is, that people are just going to magically like flock to me and go, oh my gosh, jewelry, I must do a party, or oh my gosh, I must buy some, or my doorbell is going to ring and there's going to be like this whole herd of people out there. If it happens, you need to say thank you, Jesus, right away, okay? Because it does not happen. I want you to think about your favorite store that you like to go to. Where do you like to shop? You know, if you had like a credit card that had like, you didn't have to pay it off, where's your favorite place to go? And I want you to think about that store in the context of, why do you like it? What is it about it? Is it the awesome sales that they have, the amazing customer service that they have, the awesome product that they sell, their marketing, their advertising? Because I want you to think about that store and I want you to put it into context of your business. That favorite place that you like to shop just didn't open the doors and slap a name sign up on it and people just started coming in, okay? They marketed their product. They advertised their product. They sold their product. They were out there trying to get people to come in their doors. They opened their doors every day to let people know that they were open for business. And so that applies to your business too. You know, I think a lot of times when we become independent contractors or consultants like we are, that we forget that we are our boss and work is not optional, okay? If you want to be successful and you want to make money, then you do have to work. Now, I think it is the most gratifying and wonderful work we do. It's not physical labor. It's not, mental stress. It's fun. We get to hang out with girls and guys and make them feel better about themselves. And so one of my passions in life is to help people better themselves. And one of my passions that go along with that is training and leading people. And I love, love, love to train. So this concept came from my past. And it was always something that kind of overwhelmed me. When I would hear about it, I would be like, whew, I don't know if I can do that. But the concept is 24 appointments in 24 hours. Now, before you like fall out on the floor and think, oh my God, what did she just say? I want you to think about your calendar and where you want to be. We are going into the prime selling, recruiting, booking season of our year. Okay, September, October, November, December are like the cream of the crop, okay? It doesn't get any better. It's like the prime picking months, okay? And if your store's not open and you're not out there marketing and talking to people and adding appointments and personal shows and all that to your calendar, then you're going to be really sad this Christmas. You're going to be like, I didn't make any money because your calendar wasn't where you wanted it to be. So before you get overwhelmed with the number, okay, 24 appointments in 24 hours, let's break it down a little bit. Let's say you don't want to add 24 appointments to your calendar in the next 30, 60, 90 days. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, I just really want to add 10, okay? Make it customizable to what your goals are. 10 appointments in 10 hours. But what I'm going to challenge you to do is whatever you want, whatever your goal is, to stretch yourself just a little bit further, to go a little further, to better yourself. Because like, let's say your goal is 10. Like you're thinking, man, if I added 10 more appointments to my calendar, it would be like, sweet. Add 12. at 11, stretch yourself a little bit further. Just when you think you can't go any further, just go a little bit further. Or let's say maybe you only want to add 5 appointments to your calendar. Do 5 appointments in 5 hours. Okay, now that time thing used to kind of freak me out too. Like 24 hours, what do you mean? You know what? Break it down any way you want it to be. If you want to say, you know what, I'm going to get in my office and I'm going to make calls for 3 days. I'm going to do, 3-hour blocks here this week, and I'm going to do 3-hour blocks next week. Whatever works for you. It could be within a 24, like you want to start today at 3 o'clock. You're going to make all of your calls, and by tomorrow at 3 o'clock, your 24 hours is up. Whatever works for you. You know what? This business is ours. We're here to help you to be successful and to brainstorm with you and to give you ideas. But you know what? The bottom line is, these are your goals. And these are the things that you need to do to make your business successful. And so, obviously my goal would be for you to book 50 appointments in 50 hours. You know what I'm saying? But that's not your goal, and that's not realistic. So next thing you need to do is, once you've decided what your goal is, how many you want to add to your appointment, is you need to write it down, okay? Write it down big on a sticky or something. And you have to put it in a lot of different places. Like, I am going to book 24 appointments in 24 hours. I am going to book 10 appointments in 10 hours. Whatever your goal is. And then here's the tricky part. You have to share it with somebody that's going to hold you accountable and is going to be a support system for you to cheer you on. Because you know what? I just want to let you in on a little secret. You are going to get some no's, okay? No's happen. No's mean the yes is on its way. So when you get a no, you need to do a little, whoop, 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 I got a no. All right, I'm coming to a yes. It's all good. But let somebody know, okay, my goal is I want to better my business. I want to make more money than I can count. And I need you to hold me accountable. I said I'm going to make 24 appointments in 24 hours, okay? So now that you've told somebody, you've written it down, you've set your goal, there are 2 more things that we have to do, okay? We have to figure out who we're going to call, and then we have to figure out what we're going to say, okay? 2 important things. So let's think about who we're going to call. And the first thing I want you to do when we start talking about who are you going to call is I want you to take off that little prejudging hat you have on. I want you to just take it off, and I want you to chuck it, okay? No prejudging. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just think of names, okay? Our goal at this point is to write down names. And so I just like to start with who do I know, and places that I'm involved in, or things that I'm involved in. Who do I know at church? Who do I know at church that has kids? Who do I know that has kids in youth group? Who do I know that teaches? Who do I know that comes to church alone? Who's single? Who drives a minivan? I start thinking about if you work outside of the home, if you have another job, who do I know at work? Does my husband work? Hopefully he does. If my husband works, who do I know at his work? And I just start writing down names. And then I just start pulling things out. Like, who do you know that works at an orthodontist office? Who do you know that has twins? Who do you know that has triplets? Who do you know that has kids in private school? Who do you know that drives a sports car? Who do you know whose husband's a doctor? Who do you know whose husband's a lawyer? Who do you know that's a nurse? Who do you know that works in a management position? Who do you know that works in an office? Who do you know that works at a doctor's office? Who do you know that dresses up for work? Who do you know that dresses down for work? Who do you know that wears scrubs? And you just start thinking outside of the box. Who do you know that has kids who have braces? Who do you know that have kids involved in sports? Who do you know who have kids in Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts? Who do you know have kids that go to private school? Who do you know that have kids that go to public school? Who do you know that teaches? Do you see what I'm saying? You just got to start thinking of who you know and everybody you know and write them down. Because you know what? Until you ask them and tell them what you're doing, the answer is no. Wouldn't you rather them say to you, you know what, I'm just not interested, as opposed to you assuming? Because you know what happens when you assume, right? I'm not going to say it here, but you know what happens when you assume. So you don't want to be the person at the bus stop who all of a sudden somebody says, oh my gosh, I'm having a jewelry party. It's with some competitor brand. And you're thinking, what? She knows I sell Park Lane. And then you think in your head that, you know what? I've never shared with her that I sell Park Lane. And so you're kicking yourself with your own foot. It's not fun. So share it with everybody, tell everybody. All right, so now we've kind of got a list of who we're going to call, okay? And continue to, use your Frank's list. Do the who do you know list that I do. Think about all the areas, who do you know that works out? Who do you know that does yoga? Who do you know that's a vegetarian? Who do you know that's a vegan? Who do you know that's gluten-free? I mean, the list can go on with who do you knows, okay? Just who do you know? All right, so the next thing we have to figure out is what are we going to say, okay? I always find it's really helpful for me to write down what I'm going to say and just kind of read through it a couple of times, and then I really fly by the seat of my pants. Now, you may be somebody who is going to read what you write, like word for word, and that's totally cool too. I just tend to be like a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. But I usually start with what my objective is, like, so when I make my calls, I'm going to be like, hey, Jane, it's Elizabeth of Park Lane. How are you doing? And I'm going to chit chat for just a second or two. Do you have a moment? Oh, wait a minute. Let me back up. Did you hear where I said call? Okay. I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to dial a number and I'm going to call, because you know what? You can send a text message. You can send a Facebook message. You can send an Instagram message. You can send whatever kind of message you want. Smoke signals, fire signals, it doesn't matter. But you know what? They can't hear your excitement. They can't hear how you are excited about what you're doing. So I'm going to challenge you that you can use all those messages, but to get them on the phone live. Like, hey, you can use a text message like, hey, Jane, do you have 5 minutes? I just need to ask you a question. Okay, and then call her, because I promise you, when you take the opportunity to call, you're going to see a huge difference in your business. It's really easy for me on a text message or a Facebook message or something like an email to say no. Nope, can't do that. Sorry. Nope, can't do that. But man, when somebody calls me or stops me face to face and asks me to do something, it's really hard to say no, okay? So think about that. Just get over the fear, put on your brave panties or ruse or boxers or briefs or whatever you're wearing. I don't want to know if you're going commando, just saying. But put them on and just dial the number, okay? Just do it. And so I'm going to say, hey, Jane, it's Elizabeth with Park Lane. How are you doing? We're going to chit chat for just a second, and then I'm going to say, you know what? I've accepted a challenge to add 24 bookings or appointments to my calendar in the next 24 hours. And I'm hoping that you can help me. Now, there are 3 ways you can help me out. I am doing personal appointments where it's just me and you, or I'm doing personal appointments with 2 or a few of your friends. And then I'm also scheduling some sparkle and shine parties where it's with 4 or more of your friends. Now, wait a minute, there's some perks, okay? So if you book a personal appointment with me, just get together with me, give me your opinion of our jewelry, because it is beautiful. It is, we have the most amazing guarantee, the most amazing program. But I'll share all that with you at our appointment or at our party. But if you book a personal appointment with me, I'm going to give you $25 in jewelry. You can pick anything you want. Now, if you share, if you make a personal appointment where it's me, you, and 2 or a few of your friends, I'm going to up the ante. I'm going to give you $50 to spend any way you want. You can flip through the catalog and pick whatever you want out for $50. Now, if you step it up a little bit and you book a sparkle and shine party, which is where we're going to get together with 4 or more of your girlfriends, and I'm going to make them be like, Broadway models, it's going to be so much fun. They're going to be like walking down the runway. It's going to be amazing. But if you share me with 4 or more of your friends, I'm going to let you pick out $100 of whatever you want for free. Which one of those works best for you? And I'm going to shut up, okay? The key there is to shut up and let her speak. Sometimes it's very awkward, and sometimes it's very hard to not want to fill in the silence. I know, because I love to talk. But I wait for her to say something. And then go from there. And if she says no, if she says, Elizabeth, I just can't do it right now. What I'm going to say is, Jane, I really appreciate your honesty and you're feeling comfortable to tell me no. But can I just ask you a question? Why is it that you're telling me no? Because, when you ask questions, you find out the answer to things, okay? And it may be that she just can't do it like this week. She may say, my calendar is just really crazy this next week. Oh, well, what if we could do it, in October? Or what if we could do it, the end of September? Would that work for you? So ask questions. Become the master of asking questions. So that is, and I'm going to use my HRCs. I just thought I'd throw that in there. My HRCs to do the jewelry. And, my goal is to add 24 appointments to my calendar in 24 hours. Because right now my calendar looks a little bit like a snowstorm in Denver in the middle of winter. And that's kind of scary. But I want to earn Hawaii, and you do too, because you don't want to miss out on a trip with Park Lane. I want to earn extra jewelry this month. Park Lane showers us with so many amazing opportunities and opportunities to earn stuff, that why not take advantage of it? You know, if they're going to offer it, by George, I'm going to go after it. So that is it. That is my challenge to you. So let's just do a real quick recap. So you're going to set your goal. How many appointments and what time frame do you want to do? Okay, 24 and 24 hours, 10 and 10 hours, 12 and 12 hours, whatever works for you, 5 and 5 hours. You know, okay, I'm going to tell you, you can't just add 1 or 2. That's chicken. Okay, you got to add at least 5. That's my FYI. That's Elizabeth's opinion on that. Okay, then you're going to write it down and you're going to share your goal with somebody who's going to support you. And then you're going to think about who you know. Go back through this video, listen to all the things I threw out there, write a list, and then you're going to figure out what you're going to say to them. You could use my words or you could pick your own words, whatever works for you. That's the beauty of this business, is that you can borrow, you can share, or you can create your own. And then you're going to go get them. You're going to put on those big girl panties, those big boy boxers, and you're going to pick up the phone. You're going to text to see if you can call them if you feel more comfortable doing that. But you're going to call them and you're going to share your excitement for our amazing jewelry and all the amazing things that we have to offer. I know you can do it. I know you can set those goals. You can be brave and you can tackle this. Let's have the best selling season. Let's ring in the holidays. Have a great day. Bye-bye.